The lodge was quiet, the road outside stretching black and empty under the moonlight. I leaned against my desk scanning the roster. Jerry came in from the break room, coffee in hand, but he didn't set it down. He just stood there holding it like an anchor. "Quiet night," he said. His voice was lower than usual, almost swallowed. "As always." I turned toward him, elbows on my knees. "I was thinking a lot about it. I know we're not supposed to talk about what happened. I just need to know." Jerry's eyes flicked to the rear window behind me, then away so fast I almost missed it. "What are you on about?" "Dan. What really happened to him? Why is he suddenly off the roster? Why didn't he tell us why he left?" He rubbed the inside of his left wrist with his thumb, hard, like he was trying to erase something under the skin. "You shouldn't ask questions that have nothing to do with you." "I deserve to know, Jerry. We all do. How can I be sure I'll still have a job tomorrow if people just vanish? Why is everyone so goddamn quiet about it?" He stared at the floor for a long beat. Then, quieter, "Dan, didn't follow the rules." "What rules?" Jerry's jaw worked. "You know the one." "I don't." He swallowed. "Good." A pause. His thumb kept circling that same spot on his wrist. He looked back. I waited. He didn't elaborate. "So they fired him for breaking some bullshit rule." Jerry finally met my eyes, only for a second, then looked past me again, toward the dark behind the booth. "You can make your own conclusions." He set the untouched coffee on the desk like he was afraid to keep holding it. "Your job is to deny or give access. That's it." I nodded, though the knot in my stomach said otherwise. He grabbed his jacket. At the door he stopped, back to me. "I know you have questions, Drew. I get it." His voice cracked on my name. "But if you ever feel it, that little tug, like someone just brushed the hair at the nape of your neck, don't turn. Just radio in. Pretend you dropped your pen." That's what I do now. The door clicked shut softer than it should have. The abyss of the night settled in. 5 executives expected. Verified plate, let them through. For Rando S, match the ID. Simple. At 12:30 a.m. the first car rolled up. Executive clearance. Fancy black sedan, tinted windows. Gate open. Tires crunched over gravel like dry bones. I stared straight ahead. My heart ticked too fast. The urge to glance in the side mirror was almost physical, but I forced myself not to. Gate closed. Hydraulic hiss too loud. There isn't much to do in the gatehouse. No signal. No Wi-Fi. Radio checks in once an hour between midnight and 3 o'clock, then every 30 minutes after. Most nights I write. Sketch. Read manga. Anything to stay awake. Anything to pretend I don't notice that every sound comes from behind me. Not the front. Not the sides. Always behind. A twig doesn't snap, it shifts its weight, deliberate, directly behind my left ear. Leaves don't drag across dirt, they scrape slowly across scalp. Wind doesn't huff. It exhales against the short hairs below my collar, held too long. A few hours crawled by. Another set of headlights. Executive again. As the car eased past, something flickered in the rear glass, a pale shape stretching longer than a hand should. I jerked my eyes forward. Focus, Drew. Forward. 2:15 a.m. No cars. Just the fluorescents humming and the clock ticking like someone counting down. 3 a.m. headlights, slower, dimmer. Executive plate. Gate open. The car crept past. In the rear window, a palm flat against the tint. Then the fingers lengthened, stretching downward, tips thinning into threads that kept going after the glass ended. I snapped my head forward. Hair on my arms stood up. The gate clanged shut. What the fuck was that? I muttered. The temptation to look back was a living thing in my chest. I picked up my pencil instead. Started sketching what I'd seen. Tendril fingers pressed against the window. Silhouette faint enough to doubt. Clear enough to understand. I dropped the pencil. It clattered. That S when I noticed the paper. Folded, tucked beneath the table. Held by a wad of gum that was still warm. Damn. I crouched, peeled it free. The gum clung to my fingers longer than it should have. Unfolded. Handwriting barely legible, frantic, carved deep. Left edge torn ragged. Timestamps at the top of each paragraph. 3:42 I hear it. It watches. I feel its fingers reaching always behind me. I shouldn't look. I don't want to. But I have to. Every time it passes I feel it press against me. It moves slow. Deliberate. The gate hisses shut, trapping me in the cage with it. Metal on metal. I cannot turn my head yet I sense it closer each time. It wants me to see. It wants me to follow. Don't turn. Don't follow. But we will. We always do. The radio crackled. November Delta, please respond. Come in, November Delta. Do you copy? ID missed the check-in. How? This is November Delta, sorry I didn't hear the radio, I stammered. Clock read 3:42. I kept reading. The second entry was worse. Letters overlapping, ink bleeding like something wet had touched the page after it was written. 3:46 it called. No sight. I watched. I had to. It told me to. It would have taken me if I hadn't run. I had to. It took them. Ate them. I could feel it crushing them, their screams trapped in the air I breathed. Even detached I could feel it. Hungry. Endless. All-consuming. It let me run. Don't turn. Don't follow. But we will. We always do. A scream tore through the forest behind the gatehouse. Not far. Not near. Present. Broken words stretched and moaned through the trees. Look. 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 I clamped hands over my ears. Squeezed eyes shut. Light pulsed behind my lids. Headlights cut the dark. Another executive car. I tore my hands away. The sound vanished. Silence rushed in, too complete. I leaned forward to read the plate. My hand hovered over the controls. The button lit up on its own. The gate hissed open without me touching anything. Tires didn't crunch. They glided. The rear window was empty this time. But the glass behind me, the booth's rear window, fogged slowly. From the inside, I didn't turn. The diary fluttered in my grip. I looked down. A new line had appeared beneath the last entry. Handwriting shakier. Smaller. Still wet. 3:51, it's closer now. I can feel the heat from its mouth on the back of my skull. It doesn't have lips. Just edges. It whispers my payroll number. The one I never told anyone. Don't look, Drew. Please. I'm sorry I looked. My name. In Dan's handwriting. The radio crackled again. November Delta, status. I opened my mouth. No sound came. Because something was already in my throat, holding the words down. Not fingers. Not a hand. Just pressure. Steady. Patient. Like a palm the size of my skull cupping the back of my head from the inside. Headlights appeared again. No plate light. Just two beams low to the ground, crawling. The gate hissed open, again without me touching anything. The car stopped. Passenger window down. Just an inch. Enough to hear it breathing. Not loud. Not quiet. Exactly the volume of my own lungs if I were sitting beside myself. I feel the tug now. Not at my neck. Deeper. Behind my eyes. I haven't turned my head. I swear I haven't. But something behind me just said my name. Soft. Patient. Like it's been waiting all night for me to notice it was already here. The chair creaks. Just a fraction. Chairs aren't supposed to turn on their own. The radio crackles one last time. November Delta, copy that. All clear. I never answered. But it logged me anyway. I'm still here. I have to be.